Alrighty, so this is the presentation that I give to customers once I have given them my sample for them to hold on to, and yeah, while they're passing that around, I normally either show this or I use it as a follow-up after the meeting that I've talked about it in our FY20 promo. So if I was to present it, it would be E3AS that's in your promo as one of our new time-of-flight sensor. If we go to the first page, that's why we use time-of-flight. So the output distance is calculated based on the signal that it gets back from the target. It enables a stable detection without adjustment because it's actually distance is measured based on the elapsed time instead of the amount of incident light received. So objects such as your dark things, like in the presentation's got black rubber, but different coloured boxes coming down a production line, you'll be able to see them. We've had an instance where we've had sensors that we've tried to put on conveyors, and some colours of boxes going past, or of containers going past actually, have not triggered the sensor, whereas this will trigger. Some of the key features of it, it's compact, so it's going to be able to fit in inside, in between rollers, or in underneath a cover. There's two types of sensing distances, 50 to 1500 and 50 to 1000. We also have short range styles available, and that's for detecting small or really thin workpieces. You can have different connections on it, and it can, because it uses that triangulation method for measuring, it can detect objects with minimal interference from colour. We can sense objects well away from our working area, so that if you've got something moving coming past it, you can mount it far away from whatever is moving, and it's not going to bang the side of the sensor, because that'll break the sensor. We don't make any that will not be affected by something coming and hitting them, so moving it away is a good thing. The promo model that's shown on the screen, and the one that's in your promo book, is available in SUS 316 stainless. So the key features of it, you can use the application of the wide sensing range to set it up on various conveyor line widths. So you have one sensor for any conveyor line width, as long as it's within its sensing distance, and it's also, you have one sensor for anything on the conveyor that's small or big. As you can see on the slide, if you've got a large container or a small container, it'll still pick them both up. If you've got a smaller conveyor or a bigger conveyor, you can set it up so that the other side of the conveyor is where its maximum sensing distance is, and it'll only pick up things that are on the conveyor. So you don't have to change your sensor for different size conveyor or different size products that are going past. You only have to have one sensor for multiple colours too. So one sensor for conveyors, one sensor for product, one sensor for different colours. The one-touch teaching, that's it's got a nice big button on the top, and you just teach it without a target, and then you put the target in position and press the teach button, and then you take the target away and you press the teach button again. There you go, your sensor's set up. So it's not a very hard one to set up and teach. One of the key features that exists on it is an anti-fouling coating. So that's an industry first. We've got a coating on it so that if you've got water or cutting oil, then it'll shear off the front of the sensor and it won't stick there, so that your sensor will still work. Water vapor's a real big one for that. Here in the Waikato, we've got lots of fog, and most of our sensors will be, if it's anywhere outside or if it's anywhere near an open doorway, you'll get water vapor on the sensor, because outside is cold, inside is warm, and it'll fog up the sensor, so then you don't get good sensing. These ones here, the water vapor doesn't sit on it. It's IP69K, and it's also washdown resistant as well. So if you've got sensors where there's washdown, it's no trouble for this one. With the IO link, so that's another key feature of it, you can actually set them up through your IO link. So once you've got one sensor tested and set up to how you like it, you can actually have, through Sysmax Studio, just have a common sensing replicate that through all your sensors. So you don't have to set every single sensor up. You can actually set one up and then just put it through. With the IO link, you can also get all the data collection from it, taking it back through to your Sysmax Studio.